Good morning and welcome to AGORACOM Small Cap Stock News. It's Monday, January the 27th, 2014. I've done my morning homework. I've gone through a bunch of companies and news, and I've found the best ones. I've got a great group of companies to talk about today with some interesting information in their news. I go over what sort of stood out to me in that news and also take a look at their stock charts. The goal is to help you find some good companies to do your homework on and ultimately find some investment winners in there. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the Chief Market Commentator for AGORACOM. And on today's show, we have 8 companies to talk about. We're trying to keep the show to around an 8-minute time frame, so I'll get right to it, 10-minute time frame, so I'll get right to it. The first company today is Transition Metals. Transition Metals has a 50% interest in the Sunday Lake project, which is located near Thunder Bay, Ontario. And they had some drill results from there that looked pretty interesting. They had 20.2 meters of 3.22 combined grams per ton combined precious metals. That includes platinum, palladium, and gold, or is referred to as PGMs. They had some interesting numbers in those drill results. You can find that on the company's press release. Always interested in platinum and palladium, just not a lot of those kind of projects around. Stock's flat today, hasn't traded anything. Just looking at the 1-year chart, and this is a really patchy trader. Many days it doesn't trade at all. Just a stock chart that's very difficult to get a handle on what kind of trend it has. This company could definitely need some help with the audience building for sure. XTM is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. Next company up is Colorado Resources. Colorado Resources came up with a resource estimate on their 100% owned North Rock project, which is 15 kilometers northwest of Imperial Metals' Red Chris mine development in northern British Columbia. They have in the resource calculation, depending on which cutoff grade you use, let's say you use a 0.20% cutoff grade. They have 690,000 pounds, or 690 million pounds of copper with an average grade of 0.22% copper, 0.26 grams per ton gold for a copper equivalent of 0.37% copper equivalent. That also includes 1.189 million ounces of gold. So that's they've been working hard on this project. It's a big tonnage, open pit type target. I think they've got a lot more work to do. Just looking at the stock chart today, it's down a penny to 25 cents on 171,000 shares of trading. Just looking at the stock chart, it's been under pressure since May, bottomed in November, December. Seems to be getting a little bit stronger. Nothing too aggressive, but it is now trading above its right at its 20, above its 50, and just touching its 100-day. So there's some interesting things happening with that chart. We'll have to do some more homework on it. CXO is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Cosigo. Cosigo Resources has a project down in southeastern Colombia. I've interviewed these people before that run this company, and it's an interesting project. They don't seem to feel that they have a lot of security risks down there where they are, because they have a military installation fairly close to them. That kind of Colombia's never been an area that I've gone looking for a lot of projects, but they do get some good drill results where these guys are. They drilled 3.04 meters of 17.19 grams per ton gold, had a 1.52 meter intersection of 8.32 grams per ton gold. another 1.52 meter intersection of 18.50. So there's some interesting numbers in there for sure. Stock's down 4.5 cents today to 12.5 cents on 345,000 shares of trading. Just looking at their stock chart, and it's been meandering sideways for good 6 months or so. It had some ups, had some downs, but generally going sideways. Nothing I would get too excited about on their stock right now. CSG is their stock symbol. They trade on the Venture Exchange. Gold Resources is the next company, and they had their final results from their 2013 drilling that included a 177 meter intersection of 0.55% copper equivalent at their East Seal discovery. Some very good numbers in this project. It's a big tonnage, low grade type of a discovery that it does benefit from some very good infrastructure in the area. Just looking at the stock, and it hasn't traded any today. Looking at the 1-year chart, and yeah, this is another one that's sort of a patchy trader that's hard to get a handle on the trend in their stock. Definitely could benefit from some audience building for Gold Reach, but they do have a good project. I just interviewed the people that run it recently, and I like what I'm hearing. I think you need to do homework on this one. GRV is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Midas Gold. Midas Gold has drill results from their Stibnite Yellow Pine Mining District project in Idaho. It's called the Gold Metals Project, and they drilled. They had some drill results out, some good-looking numbers in there. 82 meters of 3.35 grams per ton gold and 17 grams of silver, with some antimony in there as well. Another 37 meters of 4.06 grams per ton gold and 27 grams per ton silver. They definitely have some good details in there on the work that they're doing, and you can find that all in the press release on the company's website. The stock is down a penny today to 84 cents on 20,000 shares traded. It bottomed in back in November, kind of went sideways through December and into early January, but recently has started to firm up somewhat. So that's an interesting development in their trend. They're now above their 2050 and just touching their, or just right close to their 100-day, but above it. So I'm liking some stuff, the things that I see in that stock price action, and I think this is one that I could see talking about on the end of the week, Best of the Best and Weekly News Show. MAX is their stock symbol. They trade on the Toronto Exchange. Next up is Detour Gold. Detour Gold provided their 2014 guidance and secured a long-term power contract at their Detour Lake mine. They expect to produce between 450,000 ounces of gold and 500,000 ounces of gold at an estimated total cash cost of $800 to $900 per ounce of gold. Total cash operating costs are positively impacted by the reduction in power cost, which is estimated at $20 million for 2014 based on the average rate for 2013. So they have some very good guidance on there. I like that their guidance is for lower cash costs. I'd like to see what their all-in costs are, but we'll have to do some more homework on that one. Interesting results there. I think this is a very good project. The market liked the news. They're up 13 cents today to $6.28 on 1.21 million shares traded. Just looking at the stock chart, and this one also bottomed in December. Since then, it's been on a very solid chart. It's now trading above the 20 and 50 day, and is looking like it's going to be going over its 100-day here any day now. I'm liking what I see with the chart. Another one I could see talking about on the Friday or the end of the week show. Oh, and by the way, we didn't have one this last week. George Cholas had some real problems with weather out there back east. So we'll be coming to you next week with the show. Sorry. But DGC, or Detour Gold, is definitely one I could see talking about in our next Best of the Best and Weekly News show. And their stock symbol is DGC on the Toronto Exchange. Next up is Dalradian. Dalradian announced a $12 million bought deal financing. I always like those bought deal financings. They're a good indication that the brokerage houses doing the financing are comfortable and are buying out that funding and then selling it to their clients. The market didn't seem to like it as much. They're down 15 cents today to 67 cents on 439,000 shares of trading. Stock's been performing pretty well since November lows. Had touched those lows again in late December, but since then have been off to a very good performance until today, when they've given back some of those gains. It does look like the market has overreacted to this news, and this is definitely one that I could see talking about on the Friday show. This gives them tons of cash to do lots of exploration drilling on their project in Ireland. DNA is their stock symbol. They trade on the on the Toronto Exchange. And the final company today is Fission Uranium. Fission Uranium announced that they've hit the largest composite off-scale recorded at the PLS Patterson Lake South project. They hit 36.72 total composite intersection of off-scale. This is a very good announcement. These are not lab results, but they tend to correlate well when they hit these off-scale numbers with their assay results from the lab of high grade. So that's a very good indication of what's potentially coming out of this. And I like when I see these large intersections. That, like they said, this is the largest intersection of off-scale that they've hit. So that's very good news. The stock is up 3 cents today to $1.22 on 2.392 million shares traded hands. The market liked that news. It's been trending up nicely recently. Sort of bottomed in December there at I think about 98 cents, and since then has been on a very strong move. It's now trading above its 20, 50, and 100-day on very strong volume. I think that this the trend on Fission is very strong right now, and they're headed higher. FCU is their stock symbol. They trade on the Venture Exchange. So that's a wrap on the news for today. As always, it's important for you to do your homework and speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. I hope you can join us for future shows Monday through Thursday. You can find the shows on agoracom.com on the main page. Just look on the right side, top right side of the screen for the video player there, or that's at agoracom.com, or you can always check them out at my website at alanberryreports.com. And then join us for our end of the week show. Apologize we couldn't do one last week. As I said, George had some traffic and weather problems out there back east. It's pretty cold out there, but we'll get up and running this end of the week because it'll be the wrap up for our tax loss selling contest that we had. So I hope you can join us then. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.